In this video, I'm going to go over the settings that I use to get the best quality footage out of the Canon EOS RP. Let's hop right into page 1 of the settings. So first things first, shooting mode. I keep this at manual video. So there's two other options, movie auto exposure and HDR movie. Don't worry about those. Movie auto exposure, it'll just do everything for you, which isn't really good for most situations. And HDR, haven't really messed with that much, but I just keep it right at manual so I can control all the settings myself. Next thing is movie recording size. So this one you can play around with a little bit. There's three main things that I usually use. And the one I use the most is 1080p at 23.98 frames a second or 24 frames a second. That's this one right here. I use that about 80% of the time for just any like studio work or most stuff where I need to have good autofocus and good face tracking and stuff. So, you know, like my typical videos in the studio, I'll use this so it'll track my face easily, because 4K does not have dual pixel autofocus. Even though it is better quality and it's still 4K 24 frames a second, it doesn't have very good autofocus at all. So that's better for stuff where you want to be in control. If you want to use manual focus, this will be better because it's a lot higher quality, but it also does crop in. So overall, 1080p at 24 frames a second is the best option. And also if you want to get B-roll or any type of slow motion stuff, there's also full HD at 59 frames a second or 60 frames a second. And that'll get you some good slow motion. Just make sure you do the FHD and not just the HD, because that's just 720p and that's really not gonna be good quality. So I usually keep it at HD or full HD 23.98, aka 24 frames a second. And yeah, that's a good one to pretty much just leave it on. It's really good quality and you get the dual pixel autofocus. Next up, that one's darkened out, don't worry about that. And sound recording. I put this at manual so I can control how quiet or loud the microphone input is, because I do use a Rode Wireless Go as well as a Rode Video Micro. So with this I can control how loud and quiet the audio is to really get it how I want it, and so it doesn't clip or isn't too low of a volume. And then the wind filter and stuff, I disable those. I just keep them disabled, and then yeah. So there's for the sound recording. And then right here, movie digital IS. So this is the digital image stabilization. It basically smooths out your video footage so it's not all shaky. And most of the time I actually keep this disabled, because most of the time my camera's on a tripod, it's not moving at all, and I don't need to worry about stabilizing it because it's obviously on a tripod, it doesn't move at all. And enabling this actually does crop in on the image a little bit. So I keep it disabled when I'm on the tripod, but if I do handheld footage, I usually enable it, and it crops in a little bit, but it does smooth out the footage a lot and make it look a lot better. And enhanced is usually too much, it kind of warps the footage sometimes. But you can still use that. It'll crop in even more, but it'll smooth out the footage even more. But I usually keep this disabled unless I'm doing handheld footage, then I'll enable it. All right, headed over to page 2. Lens aberration correction, I just keep those on just as the normal settings for it. Time-lapse movie, I really don't do time lapses, but you can mess with this if you'd like to do any sort of time lapses with anything. Remote control, I keep that disabled too. I don't really use that at all. And then video snapshot, disable. All right, page 3. Exposure compensation, that's disabled because we're on manual mode, so you do all this yourself, so don't worry about that. ISO speed settings. I just set those right how they are right now because I do ISO manual as well, so none of these matter, but you can just set them at what these are. It's just pretty much the normal settings. Auto lighting optimizer, I keep that off, and it's actually disabled anyways in manual mode. Because you're the one that optimizes the lighting, so you know it doesn't really do anything on its own. Highlight tone priority, I just keep that off. I don't really worry about that. Auto slow shutter, keep that off. It's blurred out because we're in manual, but just always keep that off. It'll slow the shutter speed to get better quality in low light, but it really just does not help anything. Slowing the shutter speed just makes everything look all blurry and gross, and you just don't even do that. Even if it's an option, just keep it off. Meter and timer, I just keep that right at 8 seconds. That's just how it was from the factory. And then white balance. I keep this at auto. You can mess around with this. Basically, it changes how warm or cool the image looks. I find that auto white balance just works perfectly fine for anything that I do, because I'm not a professional at anything. You know, I just do the videos in the studio here and stuff like that. And auto white balance works perfectly fine for me. And then custom white balance has to do with white balance as well. And white balance correction, I don't know anything with that either. And picture style. So this one you can also mess around with. There's different looks like monochrome, faithful. It basically changes how the image looks. And you could keep this as standard. I set mine at neutral just because I like to do a little bit of color grading in my editing software. And neutral gives it just a good look where it really looks good out of the camera, but you can also adjust it and make it look even better in your editing software. So I keep it at neutral. High ISO speed noise reduction, I keep that at low. Probably should just turn off, but it basically gets rid of some noise at higher ISOs. But doing that, it can kind of make things look a little mushy and blurry-ish sometimes. So I keep that at low, if anything, or off. These ones might just kind of make the footage look even worse than having noise. HDMI info display, just have that on. I don't really use any external monitors right now, so that doesn't really have a use for me. And then right here, so autofocus settings. These are some good ones. So autofocus method, I set that at this one right here, the face tracking, because most of my videos are in the studio here, and I just want to track my face and always keep me in focus. So that's what that one does right there. Movie servo autofocus enable and eye detection enable. So that's basically just gonna always keep me in focus, always track my face and my eye actually, and keep my eye in focus all the time, even in video mode, which is really cool. So I enable both of those, and then touch and drag autofocus settings, I don't really mess with those because it just tracks my face anyways. I don't really need to do any sort of that tracking stuff. All right, and then page 6, this is the last one for the video settings. And lens electronic manual focus, I just keep that off. And then manual focus peaking settings. So this is good for if you're in 4K mode, because the autofocus is really bad. Manual focus peaking will really help out. And basically what this does is give an outline of everything that's in focus, kind of like red dots on everything that's in focus while you're in manual focus. So I always keep this on while I'm manual focusing because it really helps out, especially on this small screen. Just having a little red outline over everything that's in focus really helps out. And you can actually change the color to and the level. So you can have red, yellow, and blue. I find that red gives the most contrast against everything else because I really don't film much stuff that's red. So it looks really good, it's really visible. And then I put it on high. You can do high or low, play around with it, whichever one works best for you. It basically controls how much of the red you see on the image, but I find high is perfectly fine. And then right over here, so autofocus on this menu thing, and then yeah, right here, custom function to autofocus. So right there, these are my settings that I use for this, and this basically goes more in depth on the autofocus. And so acceleration, deceleration, tracking, I put that just up 1 from 0, just so when I'm moving around more, it'll track faster. And then autofocus, point auto switching, I put that at 1. And then this, when autofocus is impossible, continue focus search, because eventually it'll find focus. I just keep it at that. But if you put it at stop focus search, basically as soon as it looks through everything, it can't find focus at all, it'll just stop searching, it'll just stay where it's at, and just stop autofocusing, which could be good for some people. You know, if you don't want it to just keep hunting back and forth, trying to find focus, you can turn this so it just stops when it can't find it. Then right here, I turn all these, or I check all these, just so you can use whichever ones you want. Otherwise, if they're not checked in this, then you can't set them in the other menu, which is kind of weird. For this, I just do same as both, vertical, horizontal, and then automatic for the initial server autofocus point, just so it'll automatically find the best option, basically. Then right here, I put tracking sensitivity on more towards responsive, right in between 0 and the responsive, just so it's, you know, a little bit better for when I move around faster. It'll just kind of basically just track faster and be more sensitive when it comes to tracking. And that is it for all the video settings. So it's pretty basic, but those are some good settings to start out with. And then you can always change it to suit you best. Those are just the things I use. You don't have to use these exact settings, but it will definitely be a good starting settings for you. So anyways, that wraps it up for the video settings. thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you go down, like this video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos about the Canon EOS RP. And I'll see you guys in the next video.